Yo, welcome back to the Cap. This is episode 213. Excuse me. This is season 2, episode 13 here. That's RJ Levychin. I am Nate Sperlin. And for this episode, tangents are our friend. So we talk about Gucci Mane's Ice Daddy. And then after that, we discuss the XXL Freshman cover featuring Pooh Shiesty, 42 Doug, Flo Milli, and 7 other artists. And then we go on mad tangents. We talk about commercials. We talk about basketball. We got it all here. Tune in, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Verbal, and more. Yeah, see you there. Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the Cap. It's episode 213 here with RJ Levychin. I am Nate Sperlin here through your weekly tour through hip hop. Shout out to all the Rich the Kid fans. I met a Rich the Kid fan like yesterday, so that was cool. Shout out to everybody who celebrated Juneteenth. Shout out to the Black diaspora in general. Thank you for listening, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Verbal, and mad other DSPs. Thank you. We appreciate your patronage, and thank you for taking this next 30 or hour. I don't know how long this is going because this is just how it started. But yeah. Anyway, RJ, happy Juneteenth, first of all. I appreciate you and your blackness. So yeah. How was Juneteenth?
I went to a wedding. It was Black Love. So
what a better way.
I spent Juneteenth the way that it was supposed to be. Now, it was not a traditional black wedding, even though they said it was going to be like somebody made a joke that it was going to be a traditional black wedding. But like it was my godmother's wedding, and he was raised with Quaker values. I don't know, like I wouldn't say that he's Quaker, but his mother went to a college that was Quaker, and like they did Quaker values. So like it was a very quick ceremony, a lot of silentness, but at the end of it, they jumped the broom. So that was kind of cool. The NBA is racist, and they only like light-skinned Europeans.
You know, the NBA, I think we need to launch a federal probe into how the NBA influences basketball games.
A federal probe.
My Juneteenth was great, aside from one minor incident, which I will get to, and RJ already hinted at. So that being said, my Juneteenth was great. I hung out with my friends, went to Riverbank State Park. I was gonna go get food, and then one of my friends was like, yo, want to go to the Nets game? Of course I said sure. So it was game 7. So yeah, I ended up having to get a COVID test, COVID negative. And that's why I got into the game. And I enjoyed chanting with all the fellow Nets fans out there and counting to 13 as Giannis was trying to take a free throw, and he wasn't called for a free throw violation. So that being said, game 7 shouldn't count because all the Giannis free throws, I think he scored 8 points off of free throws. That shouldn't count because they were all illegal. He held the ball for more than 10 seconds. That's a rule. You can look it up, guys. Also, that being said, because the Nets are out and James Harden was injured, this year is an asterisk year. So that's my new narrative. It's an asterisk year. Doesn't matter who wins. Asterisk. Whoever wins the NBA finals will not be the best team. They'll just be the healthiest. So because of that, that is an asterisk. And yeah,
I feel like that it's low key like that every year, but I don't need it. I agree with you. Like I don't disagree.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So
shout out Luka Doncic though.
Yeah.
Slovenia.
Shout out James Harden for actually trying, because
you should not have played, sir.
Honestly, in terms of
why you picking up your dribble?
Yeah, in terms of him being able to actually play, and maybe he should have probably rested. I think he shouldn't have played. He should have probably rested. That hamstring is no joke. But at the same time, in terms of his role for the team after Kyrie got hurt, we kind of needed him. I don't think we win Game 5 without him.
Joe Harris deserves to work in a coffee shop in limbo for the rest
Joe Harris strikes me as that type of guy, because I've rarely seen him smile this season at all, as that type of guy who's like, I played like shit. Watch this next year. So I almost low-key don't really want to poke the bear, because maybe I should.
I'll poke the bear.
Maybe I should, because then maybe he'll shoot 60% from 3-point range next year. So he did shoot 50% this year. So that being said, Joe Harris, you got to figure it out.
He's gonna fade into non-existence.
I hope not. Man, I hope not. I hope that he comes back and he's the best shooter in the league again.
Shout out Blake Griffin. You did your job, bro.
He did do his job.
I hope you get brought back.
I wish that he would have been rewarded more with charge calls instead of Giannis being able to just run into whoever and get foul calls and then take 15 seconds on the free throw line.
The Nets can't get at Draymond. That'd be bad.
So that being said, that's it. That was my Juneteenth. It was beautiful. I hope you guys had a beautiful Juneteenth. RJ, do you have anything else to say before we get into? He's thinking real hard over there.
Steve Nash doesn't deserve the job. That's all I gotta say.
All right. I think there's a lot of people who don't deserve a job. Stan Van Gundy, please get back on TNT, because once Huey Brown eventually retires, Stan Van Gundy is gonna be my favorite TV analyst. So I can't wait for that. But anyway, do us a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, Stan Van Gundy. You don't think Stan Van Gundy's a good TV analyst?
No, you got it. You just said the best.
Yeah, I learned from him. Yeah. I've learned from him a lot watching him. I'd rather him than Chris Webber, that's for sure. But anyway, do us a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for listening once again. This is a music podcast. Don't worry, we just had to vent. Well, I had to vent a little bit. I'm pretty sure RJ was popping champagne all last night because the Nets lost, because he was hype over there. But that being said, do us a favor, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. First up, we have one album to get to, and then we're going to get into the XXL Freshman cover and talk about that a little bit. So that being said, tangents are our friend today. So RJ, this is a shoot around episode. Just let it fly. Something that Joe Harris should have done. But anyway, first album up, we have Gucci Mane, Ice Daddy, 17 tracks, 51 minutes long, featuring Big Walk Dog, Pooch Ice-T, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Big 30, Lil Baby, Lil Uzi Vert, 2 Chainz, Young Dolph, E40, Project Pat, and Pee Wee Longway. RJ, what did you think about Ice Daddy?
Why doesn't Gucci Mane promote his albums anymore? He don't want us to know that he's dropping music?
I think it's because of the fact that he has artists like Pooch Ice-T on his label now, and he might be trying to take a back seat to allow them to shine a little bit more, because this is the first time that he dropped an album by himself, but it's not the first time he dropped an album this year, if that makes, like, he's dropped a few compilation albums with his label this year already. So
really?
Yeah, he has.
You see what I'm saying? Gucci, you got it. I think he needs to do better marketing, but I also just feel like he's not in pioneer mode when it comes to himself musically. So I feel like I've heard all these songs before, even if I haven't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't like it was going to change my opinion on one of the greatest Atlanta rappers to ever exist, greatest rappers, period. But at the same time, it's like, you know.
Do you think in terms
none of it is being saved to the Serato?
Do you think in terms of overall legacy, not just music, but just in terms of impact on the city of Atlanta, Gucci Mane's the GOAT?
I think so. I don't think that he has the biggest influence on music, because I think Young Thug and Migos and Future all in their own ways influenced the game where everyone tries to do what they did. But I feel like Gucci was more like an icon in Atlanta that influenced what it was to be an icon in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I think that he allowed he gave the blueprint to so many people, which is why there are so many icons in Atlanta and why they don't exist everywhere else right now.
Yeah.
Because Gucci Mane was like, watch this, I'm gonna do it, and then everybody just became their own, not their own thing, but a Gucci Mane type lane. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially like a guy like Young Thug. I feel like Young Thug is slept on in like the people that he introduces to us.
I think that musically, I think Outkast has an argument for that. I think Future obviously has an argument for that in terms of the best music maker out of Atlanta. But in terms of overall impact, I think it has to be Gucci Mane. I think that when you take his catalog of, I'm probably not exaggerating, but 100 projects or more, because this man just pours out music like it's water. When you take that work ethic and then you combine it with the fact of him having such influence over artists like you said, Young Thug, making collab tapes with Lil Uzi Vert, and just being on everybody from Atlanta's album, I think that impact is something that goes far beyond the music. And because of that, there's a lot of artists where we can't necessarily, their story can't be written without mentioning that Gucci Mane was there at the beginning. And I think because of that, that's the reason why Gucci Mane is the GOAT of Atlanta.
I agree with that. I mean, he's definitely a GOAT, but and this album wouldn't have changed that. But
no, not at all. Yeah, I think this album was just I'm Gucci Mane. I'm still Gucci Mane. I'm still the nigga that y'all liked 10, 12 years ago. And yeah, I'm goated. I'm coolin'. I'm just gonna put out music and y'all gonna listen to it.
More Gucci Zaytoven like collab albums.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of great. But I don't feel like I get songs. But I feel
do you have a favorite Gucci Mane album?
The one with Lemonade on it. It might have been his debut. I'm so rising.
I think I'd have to go with Drop Top WAP with Metro producing the beats.
You're bugging.
Drop Top WAP gets the job done for me.
You know,
5 million intro.
Damn, how many compilations albums he got?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. 5 million outro. What's the one with Offset on it? Wait, I'm singing in my head.
Yo, dude, he put like a lot of his mixtapes on
That's what I'm saying. It's literally probably 100 projects.
When did these get to Apple Music, bro?
They've been there. Well, they've been on Spotify. I don't know Apple Music.
I don't know when this happened.
I literally was looking to see if I wanted to go through Gucci Mane's whole discography, how much I'd listened to, and then I was scrolling so much that it got to a point where I was just like, okay, this is not doable.
The State versus Roderick Davis.
Isn't there an album where he was rapping the whole entire album over a jail phone?
Probably.
That's fucking legendary. For you to put out an album and it come out on
these covers are crazy.
Yeah. No, he has some good album art too. So yeah. Do you have favorite songs for Ice Daddy?
Ice Daddy. I don't even like saying that. Posse on Boulder Crest. And Live at the Red Carpet.
All right. I got 4. D-Boy Style, I Got It, featuring Lil Uzi Vert, Rich Nigga Shit, and Bust Down. Those are my 4. Yeah. Rich Nigga Shit. All right. Let's move on to the XXL 2021 freshman cover. We have 10 new artists here. Some of them are very, very, very debatable. But here is the list for you. We have 42 Doug, we have Flo Milli, we have Moray, Pooh Shiesty, Lakia, Coi Leray, Tusi, Blixt, Ruby Rose, Ian Dior, and DDG. I guess RJ, my first question to you would be, how strong do you think this cover is? Like, what do you?
It's one of the weakest lineups I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Ever. No, it is the weakest ever.
They did such a good job last year too.
I don't know about all that, but this is probably the weakest. This is the weakest list that I've seen in a long time. This is the weakest list I've ever seen.
I think
at the same time as I mean, there's a lot of influencers and
I think there's
rappers here. So
I think that there's this is the result of 2020 being a year that was stifled because of COVID. Because I think a lot of these artists, first of all, a lot of these artists don't really have huge songs like that in the first place. Like last year, when you go back and you have Polo G, you have Lil TJ, you have Rod Wave, I believe was Meg Thee Stallion was probably the year before.
The year before. Same
wait, who was
last year? It was Chica,
Chica, NLE Choppa had a hit.
Fabio Mulatto.
Fabio had a hit. Lotto had a hit. Like all these.
It actually was a pretty good list last year.
It was last year they did a really good job, but this year I think the artist with the biggest hit here is probably Pooh Shiesty with Back in Blood.
Yeah, easily.
Oh, actually,
Coi Leray with No More Parties.
Do you want to count 42 Doug's feature on We Paid?
Yeah.
Was that you being Coi Leray?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a Coi Leray stand.
Try to eat off me.
Please help him. Please help him.
I'm on the better things.
This nigga Wale.
I'm only doing the
Even 24 Golden had a hit last year too. Jack Harlow had a hit.
There was a song that I was listening to. It's him and Future. That's really good.
Is it?
I don't know what the name of the song is, but my boy put me on.
Is it on his album?
Maybe.
It's
a 24 Karat Gold song for sure.
Yeah, all right.
But it was like, I got a couple hoes, I'm 11 but then you don't mean nothing to me. Like, it's something like that. I don't know what the song is, but the video is kind of crazy. And Future is literally the feature king.
Future's a cheat code, man. Like,
get a Future feature.
Yeah, no.
If you have money and you like, damn, I can get 2 features or I can get a Future feature. Get the goddamn Future feature.
Get the Future feature.
What is wrong with you?
Get the Future feature for sure.
Oh my God. No, I want to get Coi Leray and push it. If you don't get the goddamn Future feature, oh my God.
Who are the artists that you have the most faith in on this cover?
Flo Milli shit. Flo Milli. That's my answer.
Yeah.
That's the one that I have like faith in. I think Pooh Shiesty can be successful. I think that he's Memphis too, right?
I'm not certain.
I think he's Memphis. I think 42 Doug could be lit. I don't know. He has one of those voices where I feel like people might not like him.
Initially, I didn't like his voice, but 42 Doug is starting to grow on me a little bit. He has this one song on his album, I think Turn This Nigga in the City or whatever. That's a good song. That shit slaps.
I think that Coi Leray is on a run right now. So I don't want to count her out.
Is she?
And yes. Like niggas not niggas, but people like the she got me big
really?
Whatever that shit.
I have not.
I mean, it was played. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was relevant for a little bit too long. I don't think I've ever heard the song full through, but I just remember being like, why are niggas still talking about this song? And it was like way past the point. But it was because Pooh Shiesty, like it was
like Pooh Shiesty's on it too.
2C, I know of him and I fuck with him sort of, but I feel like this was not just a year of 2020 was stifled. I feel like a lot of labels finessed people into these slots.
For sure.
More than they did in the past. Sure. I feel like there was a lot of people that was like, yo, we have a potential to move this person into better light and did that and spent their money to do that and pulled the strings to do that. What's weird is I usually know who declined it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like Chef G obviously should be there, but I don't know if he declined it or something because he should have been it for like 3 years. So like
Chef G would have been top 4
in the list.
Yeah.
Probably would have been number 2 or 3, yeah.
So for him to not be on this list is weird to me.
I mean, he definitely had a bigger year than Ruby Rose and DDG.
I have
and
never.
Blixt.
I don't.
Blixt?
Yeah, I don't know who Blixt is.
Or do you think
know.
it's Blast?
It could be Blast, but I don't know who.
Do y'all know? America, y'all know? Because I don't know.
Ask the audience, just right here. What do you think it is?
Who do you think that this person? BLXST. Is it Blast or Blast?
I don't know who Lakia is either. This is the first time I'm.
Lakia Loki sound fire though.
It does sound.
I'm gonna top into Lakia. She sound fire. Murray, I like Murray, even though you an industry plant. I think you're fire. So, shout out Murray.
Murray is calm. I'd rather listen to Rod Wave.
I don't want to feel sexist by not talking about Ruby Rose, but I do not think you deserve to be here. Flo Milli will wrap you under the table. Please, 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 XXL. Do not put them in the same cipher video. Please don't do it, because she is going to embarrass that woman. It'll be embarrassing. Ruby Rose gonna get embarrassed. I actually said most of them are gonna get embarrassed. Coi Leray gonna get embarrassed.
Yeah. Unless they actually change how they do it and they try to put the artists in situations where they're most comfortable in. Because there have been times in the past where there's been some good artists who have trash ciphers or trash freestyles because they're forced to rap, and the reason why they're on the cover in the first place isn't because they can rap, it's because they can sing. So it's
yeah, like what was it, Lil Mosey?
Yeah, like Lil Mosey.
Terrible. Why did you do that? I wouldn't have even said yes. I would have been like, why? I don't do this. I don't do this.
Like Lil Mosey being forced to rap when I've never heard him rap without actually rap before on a cover where it's supposed to give him promo makes no sense to me.
No,
you did not set him up. You did not set him up to be in the best situation for him to succeed. So
he embarrassed himself.
Yeah. So that being said, I think that if they give Coi Leray, Coi Leray could low-key rap too, although I don't really.
Yeah, you used to think that she was going to rap.
Yeah, and then she started singing, and now I don't like her music anymore. So it's it's weird to me. So if maybe she pulls out a verse and she actually raps and she's like, oh, I can actually rap too, and maybe that's the surprise of all that's left from XXL.
The Coi Leray song. Did Coi Leray drop a song with City Girls?
I wouldn't know.
Because if she hasn't yet, she's going to. It's coming.
What makes you say that?
Her linking with them very often in the past week.
Oh, you are? Oh, damn. Coi Leray Hive over there. Giving some claps for his new position.
Wow. That's wild. But I do think she is, and I think she's next up. I don't know if she's going to be successful. I don't know if you heard this Options, this Coi Leray, Earth Gang, and Wale song.
Yeah.
That's a really weird, squad to be in. And
honestly, it's weird how that came about, too, because that song was out months before they did the remix.
Yeah. And so it's I thought it was pretty good.
I had forgot about the song already before you hop on a remix. It's what, why?
But this was the right move. I don't know who decided this. I don't know how this was decided. It was the right move. It was a good song. I don't even know what the original, as you said, I don't even know what the fucking original sounds like. I have no idea what that shit sounds like, but I think this shit was fire.
I wish it was 2016 again, man.
It was Wale on the original too?
Yeah. It was Earth Gang and Wale. I think, yeah.
Wale dropped a single.
Did he?
Wale Gang.
Is he starting? Back. Is he starting the rollout? Is it coming through?
He said it was. That's what he said on Twitter.
Okay.
The song is called Angels. It features Chris Brown.
Okay.
Pretty good. And I'm excited. You know me. I loved Wow That's Crazy. I loved it.
Wow That's Crazy was a good album.
And I think that it was his best album since 2013, easily.
It might have been the best one that I've heard from him.
Period.
Ambition I can't. I don't think I could really say that I've listened to full Wale albums like that.
I liked.
So out of my limited,
I love Wale.
Yeah, out of my limited knowledge of, I know the hits. I think the song "Ambition" with Meek Mill and Rick Ross is probably my favorite song from him in general. So that being said, I haven't really I should probably listen to old Wale albums.
Yeah, bro. Listen to Attention Deficit and Ambition.
Yeah, I bet.
And then, like, Fallen is alright, but The Gifted is better. The album About Nothing was like a terrible idea. Like, I don't know why he thought that was.
There's like two good songs on there that I enjoyed.
That was just stupid. Like, that's one of those things.
The one with J. Cole, because J. Cole could sing, was good.
The one I'm gonna just like let that pass. That's one of those ideas when like that felt like some Hollywood shit. It was like my last album didn't do what I wanted it to do, so I'm going to try to use my mixtape lineage hype to act like I'm about to drop one of my best albums ever or something like that, you know? And it was like, oh, this doesn't really capture the mixtape series in the way that you might have thought it was, and I'm upset. But then again, we also like that EP. He dropped some EP or something.
Did he drop a? Was it last year?
Last year. The Imperfect Storm.
Yes, that was a good EP too.
Yeah, we like that.
That was a good EP. That. Yeah, that was one of the better EPs of the year.
Yeah, I might actually tap into that again.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, while they dropped a single, there's a lot of singles dropped.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator dropped a single.
Yeah, yeah.
Staples dropped a single. The Tyler the Creator sounds like he's gonna be rapping. So,
you know what's funny?
He has an album coming out next week.
Yes, him and Vince Staples both have albums.
Yeah,
out.
Vince Staples.
I'm thinking about going back to what we were on, which is the XXL Freshman List. Is that these people are dropping singles, and I can't name a single from half of these guys. What has Ruby Rose done to get her on this list? What has Ian Dior done besides features? Who is Blixt? Who is that? What is DDG? I saw that DDG might like fight YBN Almighty J, and I just don't understand why those two people are relevant enough to fight each other. Like, I feel like at their level, they should just link up and squabble if it's like that.
Man, I don't. Apparently, DDG quit YouTube, so I guess I don't know. I'm at a loss. My issue is that I feel like with all these influencers being rappers now, it kind of sinks the value of being a rapper, in my opinion. Because it kind of starts to get to that level of, well, anyone can do it, so what's impressive about this? And it's like, if anyone can do it.
No, because being good is not the same as just doing it. And the reason why I disagree with that is because, one, that started during the SoundCloud rapper phase. Mad nigga, oh yeah, I rap. And everybody raps, and it's like, what's the level of rap that you do? And then like, oh, I'm on SoundCloud, and then they're like,
yeah,
oh,
but at the same time,
nowadays it's like, all right, let me listen to your music, and you immediately know whether they're a rapper or whether they're like, oh, you're an influencer that likes rap and like wants to be famous.
But
it's so clear what the difference is.
But at the same time, when the influencers get more press and get more eyes on them than the actual people who are dedicated to hip hop, that's an issue to me.
I agree that it's
because even during the SoundCloud era, when we look back on the SoundCloud era, who are we gonna think about? We're gonna think about XXXTentacion. We're gonna think about Juice WRLD. We're gonna think about Lil Uzi. We're gonna think about Playboi Carti. Those are four artists who are arguably some of the biggest artists of our generation. Those are the people we're gonna remember. That's also one of those things we're not gonna remember your friend from down the block.
Yeah, but think about mumble rap. Yeah, that same era is connected with mumble rap, and depending on who you were, you hated it, or that's what your love of hip hop was based off of, and it was happening simultaneously.
I don't know.
And niggas was shitting on mumble rap. It was literally like niggas being like, why do you like mumble rap? And niggas being like, I'm a successful mumble rapper. And that was like happening simultaneously. So it's like one of those things where I agree with you that the value of being a rapper has went down. But I also think that like these niggas are not trying to rap. They're trying to be pop stars.
But
that's what they're doing. They're not trying to rap.
But why is it
Kendrick Lamar is a rapper. Isaiah Rashad, that's a rapper. Tyler the Creator is an artist. he produces and he raps.
But why is
these niggas? Ruby Rose is not a fucking rapper. I'm not going to start calling DDG a rapper.
Follow along with me though, because my whole thing is that why is it that in order to become a pop star, you have to be a rapper first?
Because black culture.
Like what? Like
because of black culture.
It's a very
Juneteenth.
No, I understand. And I understand what you're saying, but I feel like that's something that needs to be paid more attention to. The devaluing of black culture just to sell shit.
I feel like that's always gonna happen. And what black people do is we come up with new shit. So we're gonna come up with some new shit. Two, these people, rappers, artists, pop stars, type level people have started coming and going in a way where you just gotta let it happen. You can't be angry about it. You just have to know that DDG and Ruby Rose are not going to have fruitful rap like hip hop careers because they're not going to. Even if their industry plans and the industry pushes them and they have the farms and they sell whatever, motherfuckers ain't checking for Ruby Rose and DDG and fucking Blixty or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't make good music. Their music doesn't hit the charts. We don't know these people. We literally don't know these people. Our audience is like, I don't know those people. I don't know these people. Like, we're all sitting here like, who are these guys? Like, and it's one of those levels where you gotta give it a pass because of what 2020 was. Nobody dropped. All the people we expected to drop, nobody dropped. So they're basing it off of like a very small level. I think that a lot of labels have the ability to finesse their artists into slots because XXL was probably scrambling.
Yeah.
Didn't have that many people to, the pool was light. It was a shallow pool.
Hip hop isn't fun when it's not organic or when it's hip hop isn't fun when it's not organic.
I agree with that.
Honestly,
I think that's why Lil Nas X is staying away.
What do you mean?
Lil Nas X is staying away from the hip hop realm. I think he easily could have engaged it if he wanted to.
I mean, his first song was borderline hip hop, and then he became a pop star, and it's like, okay, well, you're like.
That's what I'm saying is that he therefore there was never a moment in Lil Nas X's mind where he was like, I would want to have enough attention where the XXL list would be an accolade for me. He was never he was not trying to engage the hip hop community at all.
I don't know.
Even with a name like Lil Nas X.
I don't know.
I think that he's staying away. I think he's staying away.
If Old Town Road didn't pop as much as it did, he probably would have wanted to be on one of these covers. I think it's just the fact that it worked so well, he was just able to jump over this and avoid it completely.
No, because if you think about 7, I think that was the name of his project.
Yeah, it was.
Nas was on it,
and we still haven't gotten one since.
DaBaby was on it, and Travis was on it. 3 hip hop guys.
Yes.
And he has since stayed the fuck away and only made songs where he's like singing.
Didn't he have a song with Cardi B? Or some shit.
I don't remember that.
Let me see. Oh.
I don't think so, but still.
Because most of his features, aside from Billy Ray Cyrus, are hip hop features.
That's the thing is on Old Town Road he got Young Thug and then he got BTS and fucking
Wait, it's a BTS Old Town Road?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When he performed it on the Grammys, they pulled up. I think the only person that didn't pull up was Young Thug.
Oh my god.
Jalen? No, what's the fuck? Not Jalen Ramsey. What's his fucking name? Something Ramsey. That little country kid, the Walmart kid.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like I don't think.
Yeah, there's a song called Rodeo with Cardi B on it.
She's on that song Rodeo?
Yeah. And then they remixed it with Nas.
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
Because nobody liked the Cardi B version.
No, the Cardi B version went off. I don't know. I don't
remember that. A Panini.
All these remixes and stuff, man. I don't know, man.
That nigga's a pop star. He's not a rapper.
It's getting. I don't know.
He knows nothing about hip hop.
I need some organic. Tyler the Creator's coming next week, man, and that's gonna be organic.
As organic as it gets.
Yeah.
As organic as it gets.
That's gonna be.
That's as organic as it gets.
I'm also interested to see what Vince Staples does.
Vince Staples actually. Did you read about what he said?
What he said?
Anything? So basically, he said that it's a self-titled album.
I saw that.
And when people said, well, why is it a self-titled album? He was like, he talked about kind of how every album has kind of been about his perspective and all that. But this one felt the most like him. Mm-hmm. And that it just kind of made sense to be called Vince Staples. So I think that could be getting like some Magna Cartas from both.
You think so?
I think some magnum opuses are about to drop.
But
I don't want to get like, because that's what I did with
season. And then
off season fucked me up. Although I'm listening to a House on the Hillside or whatever that shit is. I've been listening.
Hunger on the Hillside. I told you that's the best song on the album.
Hey, bro, James Fauntleroy. I told you. I told you.
You told me and the listeners.
Yes.
You told us.
Yes, I told America. I said, hey, man, James Fauntleroy only come out for a few people.
Man.
And pulled out for the outro for my boy.
This is random, and we're probably gonna talk about it more next week. Did you like the Big Fish theory from Vince Staples?
I enjoyed it.
I did not like it.
I enjoyed some of the songs.
Do you think it's better? Okay, because his last two projects have been really, really experimental. So did you prefer Big Fish Theory over FM or vice versa?
Damn, I liked both. Big Fish had okay. Big Fish had 2 Grand Slams, but FM still ended up with more hits and more RBIs.
FM is more FM is underrated.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. The whole concept of him taking that and making a project that's supposed to be a radio show and actually having Big Boy, who's a radio host, appear on it and having snippets from different artists on your album and having just the attention to detail to even having the little static between songs and stuff like that. That's an underrated album, and that's something that very underrated. Should be more respected. That's probably
I think critically it was acclaimed.
Yeah.
But I don't think that his label pushes his stuff enough. But I think it was acclaimed. But as I said, I think that FM was like a better project. Mm-hmm. But Big Fish Theory, like the highs were very, very high for me. Right. I mean, Big Fish, that song with Juicy J. Play that shit, and I'll run through a building. Oh God.
Damn, man.
I was up late night balling. Bruh, stop. Juicy J, I was like, damn, Juicy J.
The one thing I will say about Big Fish Theory that I didn't really like the project that much, but one thing I will say about it is that Vince Staples found that pocket between West Coast hip hop and club music.
I don't know if he's done that. I can't
on Big Fish Theory, because it's like he still had all the West Coast flows.
This shit was so aggressive.
And the beats, but the beats still had that kind
I don't think any of these.
You know how like West Coast beats have a kind of bounce to them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a mustard beat, like it still had it there, but it wasn't traditionally West Coast beat.
Yeah, you know that's crazy because actually, what was the Prima Donna was also very experimental.
Yeah. So that's why
But he talked literally. Summer 06 dropped, and everybody was like, "Oh, Vince Staples is great." And then Vince Staples literally said, he was like, "Bro, I don't have like the way that my contract with the label works is like I have to do this, which is very easy for me to do. I have to sell this amount of numbers to like pay him back or whatever. It's very simple for me to do that. And then I'm really like focusing on shows. And I feel like the music that he makes his performances ones to watch. I think that's where he's the most underrated, because he makes music where it's like it's just such an energetic show, you know?
Maybe, but we gotta go to a Vince Staples concert then.
No, we might have
to. If that's what it is, because If he's making albums just for well, not just for, but if he's making albums with the
shows in mind,
yeah, like then it's like you have to go there to fully appreciate it.
Experience, yeah, exactly.
Like it's completely different. Compared to the majority of hip hop, it's a backwards way of thinking.
I agree with that.
Just make music and then they plan the shows around it. I think Travis is like that too in terms of making albums with
I think that he makes great
shows in mind. All the good performers do that. That's
kind of
yeah.
All right, just to seal it.
Yes.
Who do you think is going to be the most successful on the XXL list? And who do you think is going to leave or not be in rap the fastest?
Flo Milli is going to be the most successful.
I agree.
Shout out 42 Doug though. I hope he figures it out because he has a very unique sound. And I think
what about Pooh Shiesty and Coi Leray?
I'm not that big of a fan of Pooh Shiesty.
Okay.
I would rather Coi Leray rap than sing. I guess she's in the Lil Durk boat too. With who did I say last week that I'd rather rap and sing? No, it was Durk and someone else. I said someone else. What did we talk about last week?
We talked Polo G?
No, I wasn't Polo G. Oh, I think I was talking about Pierre, and I was talking about how he's in the reverse boat where I'd rather him sing than rap. But I'd rather
that album's growing on me, bro.
It's growing on me too. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you have to give it time. It's experimental. You have to give it time. So that being said, but I think
by the way, most successful.
I'd say Ruby Rose is the one that I'd single out.
I think Ruby Rose and DDG.
Yeah,
because I think that if they're not successful, they'll finesse another bag.
Yeah, DDG is boxing and shit too, so it's like
Ruby Rose. Who do you think? All right, last question. Who on this list is most likely to find themselves on Love and Hip Hop in the next 10 years?
Is Love and Hip Hop going to be a thing in the next 10 years?
Yes.
People still watch that?
Yes.
Do you watch it?
No. Never.
It's okay. This is a safe space.
It's not a safe space. Never.
You never watched it?
I've watched clips of Cardi B.
I've seen some clips. Was that?
Wait. I actually think that I've watched episodes when Joe Budden was on it.
When Joe Budden was on it?
Like I've watched full
podcast Joe Budden or
yeah. Yes. Podcast Joe Budden, and like he's like in the show, like he's he's our pop for the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And like I've been flipping through channels and been like, oh, and like Joe Budden comes on, I'm like, oh, and I remember like Mano was on it too, and I was like, oh, like I kind of know these people a little bit, but like I don't even be knowing some of these niggas, bro.
Oh yeah, no, high key.
When Jules Santana was on it, I was like, okay, I fuck with Jules.
I don't even know what channel that's on. That's all the reality. I don't watch reality TV that much at all. The closest to reality TV I'll get is Chopped.
Shout out Chopped.
Yeah, cause when it's time for someone to leave and Ted Allen grabs the server plate or whatever, that's so dramatic. Then it goes to commercial, and then you learn about how Bounty's the quicker picker upper or whatever. Yeah.
The quicker picker upper Bounty.
I'm clearly on my phone during commercials, so.
I enjoy commercials, so I have to watch them.
I mean, if they're good,
even if they're bad, because then I get to be like, oh wow, that was terrible.
Well, yeah,
I enjoy that.
But they also overplay them sometimes, and it's like, okay, well.
Selena and Barnes.
You know what's low key the one of the best commercial runs, I think. Do you remember those Geico commercials? And they were like, switching to Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance, and then they would say some shit like, does the pig go wee 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 all the way home? And then it will switch it, and then there's a pig. And
wee.
Those are good.
That one was played too much.
Nah,
but those ones, like they for some reason they just put it back into circulation.
I saw that.
But
yeah.
The Dikembe Mutombo one, where he's just like blocking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like those videos where it's like you know what's better. We're like they connect the savings you get from Geico to someone else's enjoyment of like some like other like random shit. Whether it be like whoever saying we or
whoever writes those is someone who deserves to write a movie. I think that they deserve to be funded. Because some of these movies are trash, bro.
No, I agree with you, but
like, come on,
just because you can
give
write
them a chance.
I'm not gonna.
30 seconds.
If they want it,
if you could write 30 seconds, who say you can't write 2 hours? Come on.
Me. I'm saying it.
All right. That's RJ Levichin. I am Nate Sperlin. This has been The Cap, episode 213. Thank you for listening to us. Like and subscribe, comment, share with your friends, all that, please. Again, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at OldMilk Media. Stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands. We will be back next week with Tyler, the Creator, Vince Staples, and
hopefully some more. Maybe some Drake.
I think Isaiah Rashad will drop next week too.
Drake. I can't do this.
You sound like Soulja Boy.
I can't do this, Drake.
You sound like Big Draco over there.
Drake.
All right, you gotta I can't even take this shit fucking seriously. Thanks for watching it. Oh God, see, look at him. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with hopefully 3 projects because Isaiah Rashad is probably gonna drop next week. So we'll see. Yeah, he said he's supposed to drop by June, and there's only 1 Friday left in June. So that being said, it has to be next week. That's just my inference and skills.
Crazy week.
So no, we're gonna have a this is just the frosting in between the Oreo cookie. This is what that is. So thanks for watching.